A few years before the Battle of Yavin, we embark upon a battle on Mimban. We are shown that the battle was completely gruesome. TIE fighters and AT-STs were blowing up left and right, and a Sergeant Cordo yells at the troopers to fall back, but they wouldn't listen. They were sure that they could take him, but at the last moment, they were blown up to shreds, and Sergeant Cordo was not too happy about that, calling them idiots. And this type of attitude didn't change even 13 years later. He congratulated some Death Troopers, the best of the best, or so he had heard. Their new mission, where they could prove themselves, would be their first official mission. Cordo had gotten intelligence that some rebels had stolen some experimental tech and they had built themselves a cannon. In his eyes, it was no Death Star, but the Admiral didn't want them to risk getting too close with a Star Destroyer. And so the ground troopers were to be first deployed before the Star Destroyer could come close. They were going to be trained to do everything necessary, and that's exactly the way it should be. By now, Cordo had seen everything. He had seen stormtroopers getting killed left and right, and he had seen plenty of Death Troopers, just like what he was seeing now, live up to their name and actually die for the Empire, therefore earning the name Death Trooper. Intelligently though, Cordo told them that simply dying won't make them a hero of the Empire. If you die and fail your mission, then everything was in vain. If you sacrifice for nothing, you are nothing. Whether you live or die, the only thing that matters is victory. Cordo, with this inspiring speech, we could say, sent the Death Troopers off on this mysterious planet to go after the secret rebel base and destroy the cannon by any means necessary. It didn't take long for the rebels to discover them. A battle ensued in which both sides took heavy damage. Grinning, Sergeant Cordo, which was watching from afar with his binoculars, hoping that the Death Troopers could remember what he had told them. But by this point, the Death Troopers had gone off-end. Cordo was furious with them, trying to instruct them, but to no avail. The rebels started getting the upper hand, and now the rebels had activated their newly formed cannon. The cannon started blasting all the Death Troopers, and seeing no other choice, Cordo flew in with his vehicle and told them to get out of the way. He was going to destroy this cannon once and for all, and if he needed to sacrifice himself and ram the vehicle into the cannon, then that's what needed to be done. Unfortunately though, his mission was cut short as the cannon shot his vehicle and it landed right before it could ram into the cannon. As Cordo was making his way out of the vehicle, now the Death Troopers approached him. Cordo wasn't sure what they were up to and they all started shooting without hesitation, but at that moment Cordo realized that they were targeting the engines. At last, he realized that the Death Troopers were paying attention to what he told them. In blasting the engines of the vehicle, the following explosion not only killed them all, but would finally complete the mission they were after. They destroyed the rebel cannon once and for all. What we see next are 3 Death Troopers that are being operated on by the Empire. The intelligence they had gotten was that these troopers had attempted to kill Sergeant Cordo. These troopers were the one responsible to have killed Sergeant Cordo. The medical droid affirmed that, but he also told the lieutenant that they had also destroyed the rebel cannon. If he wished, he could review the mission tapes, but the arrogant lieutenant said that there were no need, that the medical droids should terminate their life support immediately. The Empire doesn't want traitors. All of a sudden, he couldn't breathe. He started choking out of nowhere, and a familiar voice enters the scene. He agreed with the lieutenant, and he instructed the droid to continue his repair work. It was Darth Vader, realizing full well the heroes that these Death Troopers were. Alas, the Empire had no need of foolish, arrogant lieutenants, but of victors like these troopers who laid their life on the line just to get a minor victory against the rebellion. It is clear to see how proud Vader was of these Death Troopers. Loving their spirit could be said to a point, as Vader was not known much for affection, but he definitely saw himself within these troopers, and within Sergeant Cordo. I've said this before, but this also conflicts with other issues where Darth Vader is shown killing stormtroopers and clone troopers in the beginning, where they're fighting for the same team. The Empire was theirs to protect, and yet Vader was loose with his lightsaber, cutting down and force choking anybody he could get his hands on. But it is nice to see here in this issue that Vader valued somebody who was ultra loyal to the Empire they served together. They all served one man, the Emperor. Emperor Palpatine, or Darth Sidious, whichever one you prefer, was the captain, and he would steer this ship into the right direction. And as long as it takes, all of them would serve the Emperor. And yeah, this issue shows that it is glad to see Vader sticking up for what he believes in. The dark side and the Empire was something that combined into a force of nature that Darth Vader used to his advantage, trusting that he would always be there for the little guy. He would do whatever necessary to achieve his goals, and these troopers showed their resilience and their loyalty to the Empire, laying their life on the line for what they believed in. This was the Vader way for sure. Tell me what you guys think down below in the comments, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. Now you can have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you until then.